Back at the hot seat, mother Vtubers. I only filmed the whole like 2 months ago, so forgive me if I sound whack as hell to all the Vtuber enthusiasts out there.
Japan, the land of the rising sun.
Some of the most outrageous media I've seen so far. One of the mainstream aspects of Japanese media is anime. Although seen as taboo a couple decades ago, anime cartoons has now gone past that stereotype of it being just for kids, as more pieces of literature with actual substance, meaning, layers, and intriguing stories started to form. And by extension, manga, light novels, and other Japanese coded shit started to be widely accessible. Following that trend, in 2016, Kizuna Ai popularizes the concept of building an avatar and use it to interact with their audience, instead of thrusting flesh and bone through the camera 24/7. And with COVID body slamming every country and forcing people to be chronically online, some inevitably encountered these virtual vessels, making VTubing an official medium. I always hate the robotic voice. That sounds like something straight out of National Geographic, bruv. Or worse, those AI narrated slop that lists entries of a single category under a time limit that's plaguing the internet right now. I want no association with that shit. And if you dare make a comparison of me to an AI narrator, you should shut your fucking mouth! Well, remember the anime pushback in the early 2000s? Same thing happened all over again. These girls are built out of rig and code with softwares and motion tracking, contrasting to the flesh and bone with cameras and microphones aesthetic that YouTube has always centered around. It also doesn't help that the personalities of these girls are very divisive. Some weebs will go flustered just because their Oshi says stuff like,
"She's like a mini, you gotta look at her! Oni-chan!
or "Step on my money, please, step on me," and you will go, "What in the dip shit flip am I watching?" So I want to take this moment to affirm that I'll never try to convince you to like these chicks. More like I'd want you to be open. If these fake lolly voices and uncanny baby squeaks turn you off, that's fine. Turns me off too, bro, you ain't alone. Let bygones be bygones, back to VTuber talk. The process of thinking of an avatar, realizing it through rigs, designs, motion tracking, etc. takes a lot of time, effort, and money. If you want to bypass that effort and pay people to rig it for you, that would be more time and money spent. Privacy concerns, unhealthy parasocial relationships, burnout is also considerable factors. These are more severe and complex for VTubers specifically, because it's not a person with their room in front of you. It's an avatar with a drawing background. So naturally a minority will personally dive into the Mariana Trench if it means something about their Oshi's identity. I mean, sparkling bitches with aeroid builds, won't that evoke a sense of curiosity inside of you? Creating a whole new avatar will separate your private life with your streaming life. We already know this, yes? Anonymity for the community is hailed, but it's a delicate and fickle curtain. One unveiling will put VTubers under massive scrutiny. Moreover, any info revealed, especially how you look like, will break the immersion device too. So emo, being a VTuber is more vulnerable than any type of CC. All it takes is legit just one stalker slash rabbit fan slash obsessive parasocial brother and you're gone. The models.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How good is he?
You can be whatever you want to be. Dragon, cat, fish, catfish, dog, bunny, orca, moth, a tomato.
Pause! What is that?
Maybe just a human with big boobs. The moment you set foot into the virtual space, lifted from all the physical setbacks, your messy hair, your crooked jawline, your small pee-pee, and don yourself a sweet dress, some bunny ears, and turn yourself into a turtle? You get the idea at this point. Let the veil of unbounding creativity cast over you. With rigs and tracking take you away to places muscle can never guide you. Best thing about creativity? It branches. giving birth to concerts, merch, art, commissions, and other outlets that is now a big piece of the pie. Here's the duality of the VTubers I watch. Either they're wholesome goobers with low sister mentality, or deranged, horny, unhinged bitches. And if you ask me, that's exactly what I want to see when it comes to expression. Take a Mr. Beast video, for example. I know the guy ran through all the gutters simply just existing at this point, but to an extent the criticism was valid. I found his videos spectacle driven. If there's a plot, it's to boost the spectacle. Here's the problem. If spectacle is the only thing he ties all his knots to, where's the appeal outside of that? If the video pushes you to be the loudest, the most outlandish and nothing else, is there anything to look forward to other than just thinking to yourself, well, I'm gonna get this crazy event that's literally written in the title. There's no room to brew up all the diverse expressions, the personalities to mesh with one another, the traits, the custom remarks offered by each and every single individual intertwining with the plot, dyeing them with extraordinary color. This is why I think I enjoy VTubing as much as it is. A safe haven where individuals to be as freaky as they want, as immersive as they want, as shy and wholesome as they like, to breed friendships, to paint their very own tales with their very own attributes. If there's one thing I'd wish to aspire, I'd love to enforce the idea of being your own person. Vshojo, if you pop up to YouTube just to showcase these crazy events, these thrilling competitions, sure it's cool to see all the fancy Teslas, but making your presence the biggest in the world doesn't necessarily earn you the charm you think it will. As someone who wants to leave quite the unique legacy here, I'd rather be an unhinged, whiny and talkative little shit every day rather than being just a face associated in monthly polished products. It's just me though. As humans, y'all would love to have a topic effectively delivered short and sweet, with a couple witty remarks and suggestions to wrap the bow on top of this present. And what better way to do this than letting you guess the one word that is the staple of VTubing in general. 3, 2, 1, attachment! The VTubers attach themselves to the job. You tune in to the talent on screen, laugh with them, immerse with them, share with them, sometimes forgetting that they're just strangers on the internet integrating themselves for entertainment values, and doesn't even know you exist. Parasocial relationships, obsessions, engagement, passion, rabid fan bases, immersion avatars that evoke explicit emotions all stem from these interactions. Donations came from fans that attaching themselves to their ocean.
Holy shit.
1.3 mil for ironmouse? That comes from the attachment fans had for best VTuber. It was the other way around too, like how Cinder was cooked to cinders due to severing the attachment she had with her friends and fans, or Gura graduating, collapsing one side of the attachment bridge that connects to millions of destinations. Both instances sever connections that bleeds attachment. Safe to say attachment is the invisible string that strongly grips the community together. You don't have to take my word for it. Entertainment companies have realized just how much of a gold mine this is. Wait a minute. Companies. Girls. Money. What? Corpos now know that even strangers talking on the internet can generate revenue now. So agencies are founded to capitalize. The bar will always be raised when the polymer paper form starts to creep in. Now stocks are involved. That goes to updated models, animation packs, setup, editing, even music production and creative direction. And the little sim things called exponential growth and maybe mainstream exposure. If not for these corporates, most of the biggest talents will never get the exposure, success, and the opportunity to connect to millions of fans. And because they connect to millions of fans, and 60% of that are simps, who are just, well, ultra devoted to the point where they seem brain dead, it powered the industry to $1 billion level. There you go. Just have the goodness feature talent money, and take a 50-50 cut, and you'll have a phenomenon that shouldn't have been this size. I've mentioned this lightly as well as going into detail on the hate video, but there's this blanket of hatred towards VTubers. Let's rapid fire some stereotypes and shoot them all down. VTubing is so easy, just need a camera with an avatar ready. The rest is simple. Just sit there and yap and play games. How easy is that? Welcome! I was expecting more people, but welcome to my debut stream, everybody! If you're wondering why I just have a paper moving around my hand right here, that's my mom. I'm too lazy to commission an artist and wait till they send me the product. VTubing's easy apparently, you just have to need someone to do art, launch your debut stream, and just talk your ass away. Don't mind the music though, there's always something aesthetically satisfying hearing all those bits go feral. Now let's go ahead and react. They fiddle on the over-sexualized avatar and has no personality! There's gotta be some substance and something we can take away to propel the VTubing industry into the heights you're seeing now, right? You can't just go, please, thrusting pussy into the camera. No, they're paid to obviously do more than that. Only gooners watch VTubers! Logically speaking, the size of VTubers are proportional to the amount of gooners there are, right? That would make it a subgenre at the very, very best. Not the phenomenon industry cash cow we see today. Boom!
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me.
Oh nah, what?
An awful good girl, chimney tonight.
I'm not saying stuff, but I can see why people say step on me mommy. Hey, turn this one up! Bottom line, I can see multiple demographics embracing these 2D models due to the talent, personality, innate charm, and the copious funds poured into them. VTubers are lazy, fake, and the girls who make up the majority just have those baby lolly voices and grow like a little baby bitch! Some VTubers have to battle diseases, anxiety, and mental issues to be on the platform in the first place, and putting in more work than your unemployed ass sitting in front of the monitor right now, so you're wrong. As for those who spam daily reaction videos, yeah, they maybe are lazy, but that's not in the industry, is it? And, last I checked, I don't think you can control what other people sound like. It's true some lean into their voices, but I'd be damned if I gotta think I should make my voice more sexier for somebody else to peg. Like, logically speaking, why would normal VTubers go through the hassle of emphasizing the lolly aspect and pedo baiting more and more? VTubers are cringe! Ain't that the same prejudice and negativity you guys have against weebs in the 2000s? What is this? The stereotypical answer? Very lonely men of any age. Except for babies, that would be weird. Anybody that's courteous enough to give VTubing a chance. VTubers are just girls who don't even have a job and can never compete in a real job setting! Get a real job! You can make careers out of streaming if you're good at it and love what you do. You'll understand once you're at the age that forces you to be out and about. So respectfully, don't trample all over their passions like that.
Respect, man.
VTubers are just exaggerated models of an anime character. Like I see colorful hair, sparkly eyes, and big boobs, and lewd voices. I wanna see something different, not anime girl number 10,000. If you feel like the saturation of the VTuber models makes you gag, I totally get it. Shikashi, if you want to be expressive, make good use of the creative freedom VTubing grants you, and overall be appealing to drag in more fans than hardcore fans, which option will you choose? An anime girl canvas for you to customize however you like, or a turtle?
I take back what I said.
Yeah, you get the point here. You may feel sick, but it's just like that for a reason. I complain a while about this too, but it's important to think on the creator's side. Do you want your VTuber model to be a dictionary, cause you thick? Or do you want it to be a trash can, cause you're full of nothing but garbage? You must have some cuckoo bananas in your brain first to even think of a model that's out of the norm. I get behind why these stereotypes pop up. VTubing is still pretty new, so naturally the hate will sprout since it's still something the majority doesn't get.
Who are you?
What I will mainly take the mick out of is the urge to spread negativity because, they don't understand. Then clearly, there's something deeper than just, not understanding. But we have to dive down to the psychology side and all the id, super ego, and ego shit I learned back in school. Yeah, you remember that speech I just made like 5 minutes ago about how attachment builds the VTubing community? Yeah, I did say stuff like parasocial relationships, shipping culture, or obsessions. It's actually not that hard for you to derive towards a troublesome minority that will go for those holographic chicks. I'm not trying to side with nobody here, I'm legit in the dead center, bro. The VTubing industry is overhated and misunderstood. But let's not kid, its community is just as stable as a sinusoidal function. Shout out my math teacher. Despite all the glazing I've given, it is still pretty niche. Here I'd imagine is the VTubing space. And this is streaming in general. Most people found out VTubers through the activity of streaming, or they may encounter like 5 to 6 streamers before encountering their first VTuber. Very rarely, if not impossible, the other way around. However, recently in like the last 2 to 3 years, there has been ripples coming from that sphere, for all the wrong reasons. A big, fat, thick sayonara to their audience, essentially. You may see this term flinging around, possibly along with the name Hololive, the biggest corpo there is. Usually, corpo VTubers are referred to as talents. You know why? Because it's Japan. No, seriously, where do you think that idol culture is the most notorious? Instead of a young female personality or group performing shows IRL, it's digital girls gluing their asses on the monitor. Wait, what? That doesn't sound right. Gluing their asses on the chair. Yes, I don't know how I struggled. Idols interact with concerts and meet and greets. VTubers have streams where you can talk directly to them and donate, reiterating the goodies for corporate VTubers' first perspective. They have an audience, fame, and damn bursting amounts of money. Sounds like the best life in there, if not for one party pooper. Those contracts. Aside from the infamous no dating rule, a squeaky clean image is a must. No drama, no scandal, no nothing that contradicts their image. Pressure. Lots of pressure too. 5 years in a corp sounds like the perfect recipe to cook all your brain cells medium rare. Or in this case, brain chips. You know what? Okay, I ran out of shit. It's just business, right? You sell your image to generate revenue back to you and the corp. Sounds like a fair trade. Until you realize it ain't anywhere else. It's where the culture is the most suffocating, dark, harsh, stressful, toxic, and straight up beyond what normal humans can endure. They even have to do stuff that ain't even on their pay grade. And y'all Japanese still have the audacity to question why nobody gives birth, when there's a word invented specifically to infer to those who die to overwork. You know shit is real. So imagine a VTuber in that environment. Daily content creation, strict boundaries and limitations, maintaining their image, and even doing things that ain't their job. Maybe it's just a theory. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. But as a viewer, it's to make as many memories as you can before they say their last words. Unfortunately, this is just the advertising to why corporals are hella shitty. Because next up, we have... This the shit people teach in universities just so it will never happen again. If you know Hololive and you don't know Nichi-sanji, then take a seat next to the flat earth believer, bro. What are you doing here? And to those who are in this space for 2+ years, I think you already know where this is going. Seiling Tasuki was a member of the Hololive EN's second wave, named Obsidian! Dude, be serious, this ain't Minecraft. Okay, my bad. Obsidian without the end. People quickly fell in love with her personality, humor, and wicked gameplay. And she's brain dead notorious for supporting her audience. 15 bags for an AMV, ladies and gentlemen. From her own 2 pockets. Niji not only didn't fund her a single dime, but privated the video 3 hours after premiere, with no explanation below. 15 okay! For it to last 3 hours on this godforsaken platform, man. All Solo could do is just tweet cryptically to repost, since her fans, and the animators brought out 120% of their potential to cook this in the kitchen. This is just the opening shot to this whole ordeal. On a not so beautiful end of 2023 day, Selen tweeted this. Not something you want to hear from your fave CC. But hey, spirits are up. Especially after an update from her that shows promise. Obviously, The Dragoons rejoice. But many people are skeptical about the true story of what happened. And their skepticism was confirmed when 1 month passed with no stream, no video, no tweet, absolute silence. Even her close friends isn't the boy when it comes to her. And Niji being Niji take their own math as well. Until they privated her ex and YouTube, and following up with a nuke, which got the world flashing back to the Hiroshima incident. Termination of Selen Dasky's contract with Anycolor. Let me tell you something though. My grandpa can come up with a better notice, and he been in the ground before I was born, bruh. Don't know who wrote or approved this notice, but I need whatever type of blunt they be having right now. That man's actually self-reported one of the most heinous crimes like it's a joke at the frat party, bruh. Even Selen herself got caught off guard like the rest of us, and decided that enough is finally enough. She spoke up some spooky stuff. Almost Control-Alt-Deleted because of the toxic environment and harassment, only in Japan. At least it has a good ending though, with Selen now Doki being even more successful than her Niji past life. And for the Black Hump, it's the first upon a saga of self-imploding. On God, I have never seen so many times an institution shooting their own foot like that. And that's saying a lot with Man United existing. I don't want to turn this video into an AOT movie equivalent because somebody is already at the job. Very helpful dude, I'll tell you that much.
With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. Vshojo owes me significant amount of unpaid debt that I haven't been paying in a long time.
I recently found out that Vshojo owes me a good amount of unpaid debt.
I have been lied to from the company a lot about the situation. So my payment stopped last September.
I was asking what's going on for a long time, multiple times. All they said was, it's gonna be paid, it's gonna be paid, it's gonna be paid. And it was never paid.
With how things are freaking going, I'm probably not getting paid. I don't think a lot of us are.
I was put into a call with Gunn, the CEO of the company, like someone that I admired and I looked up to and I wanted to please, someone that I thought was the coolest person ever. And he told me that I was a damage to the brand, that I was a disappointment. I was told that me being harassed was an inconvenience to the other talents and not to talk to them. Optics were more important than their own talents' well-being. And I was suspended from streaming.
The thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from Vshojo.
Some careless, childish, corrupt, crooked, cynical, cock-juggling thunder decided that it'd be a bright idea to usurp $500,000 from the same charity that your biggest streamer, the face of your agency, avidly supports and thought no one will notice.
Yo.
What?
I'm taking over. TGP has been butting in way too much. Time for him to quit poking his nose where he doesn't belong.
Why? He's doing well narrating so far. Shouldn't you feel a bit of gratitude that he's sharing the heavy load with you?
I'm not saying that, bud. The kid is just way too emotional for his own good. Plus, I'm not here to rewrite this thing entirely, but to tweak some details.
Aight. I guess do your thing.
3 days. That's the time for Vshojo to go from established to talentless to shutting down, and admitting to embezzlement and charity fraud, and begging to be declared bankrupt. The money the agency stole as the talent will never see the light of day. And where the f did the 500k go? Well, guess that's what will happen if you hand over control to the people who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing! Shit!
They slip tons of money out of you, press the shit out of the NDA button, hold it out for as long as they can, and hope for the best, inshallah. But life doesn't work like that, shawty. Very interesting that Vshojo went from unprofessional to prosperity to major talent exodus to even more prosperity, and finally, an implosion so violent it rivals the rupturous collapse of Arsenal 22-23, for those of us who know. Shoutout Mugen Geographic coming in clutch again with the 2-hour doc. The gash is still pretty new, and lawsuits are happening as we speak. So hopefully by default you understand not to purge the talents for info. Spoiler alerts, they won't tell you shit. But let's stay faithful, because once they finally get to dry their laundry, we shall feast like nothing before. Despite the amount of scars Vtubers have received this past year, it might just be the necessary push for more people to fall down the hole. Charlie's in it, Asmon's in it, Sean, Kai, and Pewds has connections to the space. Big creators also try the thing out. It's easy for the community to think that it's all doom and gloom, but it's a matter of perspective. Me in particular, there's no denying that y'all went through real shit, but people always say that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You saw how big you've become, and even bigger days are ahead, so keep your head up. I regard Vtubers and Ftubers in the same pedigree regardless of size. There are streamers on the platform as entertainers, gamers, yappers, artists, so on and so forth. They're here to have fun like anybody else.
Oh, my baby hard right now.
Either it's flesh and bone or rigs and code, I'm willing to embrace. Especially after what I just unraveled, since now most Vshojo girls are turning their joints off indefinitely. At this rate, the only impression of people have of corpos is screwing their talent first and actually manage with competence second. This year has been very, very unstable for most of these girls, but I reckon a healing period that's coming straight ahead. I don't know, at least that's what the 1.3 mil told me. Numbers don't lie. The new age of VTubing starts now. About 7 years ago, no one even knew what anime is, let alone VTubing. Now it's a global cycle, ready to swoop unsuspecting people and bring positivity to all. My goal here is dedicating my own take, encouraging you to give your own, and by that, hopefully giving support to those who are truly in need, and blast every rotten apple out there. Whether if it's an individual backstabbing or corpo doing evil things, you gotta keep your head straight, is what I'm trying to say. Moral of the story? Dojo no corpo. I'm just kidding. The true moral of the story is, you can totally vibe with the Brazilian funk, headbang into K-pop demon hunters, watch men say they're getting cooked by Tottenham at the weekend, fapping on Pornhub, be a VTuber enjoyer, and play Osu all at the same time. Non-X users will understand that they will never be in the position to judge. You have the power to always love what you love. And I'm out of here. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. Welcome to stream, everyone. Don't do that. The camera's flaring. Bro, what the fuck? Welcome. A bit more energy, please. Alright, man. Welcome. Broski, not like that. You sound like the fucking dude. Welcome. No, not like that either. Bruh. How am I supposed to? Welcome, everyone. For sake, I forgot the script. Yeah, of course you did, you fucking idiot.